In this video, we are going to be going through 4 steps on how to set goals and successfully accomplish them. Hello lovely people, welcome to another episode. It's your girl Kelly. By the way, if you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button. You can also press the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. And I'm so pumped about this topic today. How to set and accomplish goals successfully. Many of us will relate to the fact that we put goals at the start of the year, and then by the end of the year, we don't even remember that we set those goals. But today, we're going to be going through 4 useful steps that I think we need to incorporate when we are planning and setting our goals, if we intend that we want to accomplish them. Now, step number 1 is actually deciding what that goal is and writing it down. I know we've heard this so many times, and I know sometimes you have this thought in your head, why do I have to write it down? But I think there is something powerful about actually taking pen to paper to write out what it is that we really want to accomplish. But we have to decide what it is first and then put it into writing. So this is kind of you using your imagination to actually think deeply about what it is that you are trying to accomplish. I go a step further and I ask myself, what would it feel like if I've already accomplished this goal? How would I act? Would there be a change in my behavior? What is going to imply that this thing is already a reality in my life? Fleshing these details out opens up the imagination, makes you think, makes you say, okay, I would be doing this. Imagine that you've decided that this year you want to be in a managerial position at your workplace. The next thing you would say to yourself is, what is going to imply? What would be the responsibilities that I'll be handling? How would I dress to work? What would be my behavior? And when you begin to write it down and think about it, it makes it more real. You connect with that goal emotionally. Because if you don't connect to it emotionally, you tend to forget it. By the time the end of the year comes, you don't even remember you set that goal. So I think that's one important thing that we need to incorporate. It's also important to know what your why is. Why does this goal matter? Why do I have to accomplish it? What is it going to do for me? Go beyond that and also think, what will keep me motivated to keep going on? So put in anything fun or interesting that you think will get you motivated. It could also be, adding in rewards, something to kind of get you inspired to keep going and reaching your goal. And another thing is to think big, start small so that you can build momentum. Step number 2, be specific. Be very specific. So many times when we set goals, we're not that specific. It's one thing to say, I would like to have a great salary. It's another thing to say, I would like to earn £100,000 in the year 2019. There's a different energy between those 2 goals. The first one is so vague that you don't even know when you've reached it. What does it mean to have a great salary? What does that actually mean to you? But when you put a specific figure, then you know what you're working towards, and you're able to then flesh out the details of how you can set about accomplishing the salary or whatever it is that you want to accomplish. You've heard of the acronym SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. If you're able to create specific goals, measurable goals, then you know when you're not reaching those goals, you know when you're lagging behind, and you're able to build more into actually accomplishing the goal. I start with writing out my action plan. And my action plan is when I put into place the duration of how long I want to achieve this goal. What's it going to take me? A year? 6 months? A month? I then go further to say, okay, what are the different milestones and the different deadlines that I need to reach in order to achieve this goal? If it's, for example, a year-long goal, I'll break it down into what do I need to achieve every quarter? What do I need to do every month? What do I need to do every week? And then I break it down to daily goals. I think it's so important. Sometimes you may feel that's an overkill, but for me, for those significant goals that I have accomplished in my life, I had to be as detailed as possible. So I think that's something that you can also put into place when you're setting your goals. You can also, on a weekly basis, write down the top 3 things that will make that week successful. So for me, I say, if nothing else happens this week, if I can achieve these 3 goals, then I have moved myself forward in actually achieving that goal. And it kind of puts everything into perspective for me. It frames everything in a way that I'm able to not get lost in the unnecessary and low priority tasks that I might put forward to myself. And this has really, really worked for me. So by the time it's the middle of the week, I'm already looking to see if I've actually gone through or completed those top priority tasks. With that, you're able to measure to see exactly if you're following through. The next thing is one of the most important things, and that is to take massive action. I remember so many times when I set goals and I was so excited about them, but then I left a lot of time to go, and then by the time I wanted to go ahead to achieve the goals, I wasn't as motivated, I wasn't as excited about it. It became even more difficult for me to achieve these goals because I had left them so long. It's important that we need to take massive action on a daily basis. And it starts with, if you've already set those goals and you've written it down and you have a plan, then you feel like, I'm equipped to get this going. You've already checked for all the tools or resources for whatever you need in order to accomplish the goal. But taking action makes the difference between success and failure, because you don't want to spend so much time putting a plan in place and not to then take any action. One of the great and inspirational speakers in personal development, the late Jim Rohn, always said something that struck me, to my nerve. He said, when is the best time to take action? He says, when the ideas are hot and when the feelings are high. Because that momentum, that excitement gets you going, gets you putting one foot ahead of the other. But if you leave it too long, it wanes down until it becomes a little flicker, and then you've lost interest in actually achieving that goal. It's so important. Taking massive action. This is the main difference between success and failure. Last but not least is tracking your progress. I, this year, got into the habit of tracking my progress to see how I was doing and if I was actually measuring up to the things that I had set for myself. How I do this is I write down the different habits that I need to incorporate in my life on a daily basis when I want to accomplish the goal. When I thought of starting my YouTube channel, I realized that I had to create content that was interesting, that my viewers would love to watch. So I had to say to myself, what do I need to do on a daily basis to move this forward? And one of the things I set for myself was to make sure that I research content and actually write down and script out what it is that I wanted to share with my audience. For me, that has made it a lot easier because it's something that I'm doing on a daily basis so that I can provide useful value to yourselves. And so I started with a habit tracker in my planner, and I take it on a daily basis so I know when I've accomplished those different habits that I'm trying to form in my life. There are also a number of habit tracker apps that you can find on your phone. I will link a few of them in the description. Have a look at them, see if they'll work out for you. Try them out and see if it makes any difference. And at the end of the week, I review the week to find out what I did right, what was successful, what didn't I do well, what can I do better. I do that at the end of the week, I do that at the end of the month, I do that every quarter. It's so important for me because I can set all these plans and keep going on, but without tracking and looking back to optimize and get more productive, it might take me longer achieving the goals that I've set. It's also a good idea to celebrate your progress. Add little rewards to yourself when you've accomplished a milestone or a deadline that you have set. It makes the whole process fun. It makes it interesting. It makes you want to look forward to something that you enjoy. What I try to do for myself on a daily basis is I tell myself, if I accomplish all that I've set for that day, I'll treat myself to an hour of watching whatever it is, reality TV, whatever it is that tickles my fancy on the day. So I actually look forward to it, and I'm like, okay, let's just get this done quickly and then we can have fun. It's really helped me. So whatever works for you, if it's going out with your partner or having a drink, whatever it is that helps you to have fun and relax, it helps you also become accountable to yourself, and that's really important. It's also a great idea if you could get a friend who could be like an accountability partner with you and who can help you make sure that you're actually following through on the things that you have promised to yourself and you've set for yourself for the year. I hope that this video has helped you to clarify the goals that you've set for this year. Remember, we want to be accountable to each other. Share in the comments down below, what is one goal that you want to accomplish this year? You know what? Even typing it out or writing it down will make you or motivate you to actually get going on it. And hopefully that will inspire you to begin to take action and move yourself forward to the dream life that you love and want to live. If you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every week. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. It's your girl, Kelly again.
Yeah.
Again, Abhi.